There's this topic I've been dying to talk about, and it fits into Black fatigue perfectly, which is the idea of staying on code. Now, I don't believe in codes in anything. I sneezed. There's no staying on code with blackness, there's no staying on code as girls. All of this code stuff is made up, it's not real. Okay? And it's just a way for people who have, and a lot of people who have very dumb ideas or ways of reasoning tend to try and weaponize this against others who fall into their group. Now, of course, we're talking about Black fatigue, so we're talking about blackness this time. I'll come back to it when I talk about girls, though. So let's say there are two murderers. One is white and one is black. And let's say they catch the black one, but they don't catch the white one. People go on about how they didn't catch the white one, not because there's a murder on the loose, but because it's not fair that the black one is in jail. Like, oh, if he was white, would they court? Now, there are lots of white murderers in jail. Personally, I believe all murderers belong in jail, regardless of racial background or upbringing. Unless it feels like proper self-defense, like no gangland related self-defense, but like proper self-defense, and you are a law-abiding citizen, like for real, then no, I'm not backing it. But anyway, so it's things like that. So supporting something that is genuinely wrong just because the person is of the same racial background as you. And this is something that people have seen happen time and time again on social media when it comes to black people. Therefore meaning, which is what has led to people being kind of fed up. Yeah? Fed up with people bringing up things like slavery and colonialism every 12 minutes. With people bringing up things like slavery and colonialism every 12 minutes to try and justify the terrible actions of someone else. Yeah. You got people bringing it up, like, they'll bring it up in any kind of function, any kind of event, even when when more times they are surrounded by people who don't have power to change the law. Sorry, who don't have power to get you reparations or change the law or anything. And it's like, let me leave the topic of reparations alone, because if I say what I want to say about that, no, let me leave that. Let's just talk about now. So you'll see people brag online about how they purposely ruin the mood of a function by bringing it up. So you were socially aware enough to know that this would ruin the mood of a function. Maybe, you know what? Have you ever thought that, like, think about who can really do something about the past? No one. But then also, more times they're in rooms with people who have no power in general. Like, I don't know, like somebody bringing it up at like a small business owner's ball. Like, listen, Dave is on his third loan. 2 of his bakeries have shut down. Mary's car wash is on its last legs. Yeah? She only gets like 4 customers a week, man. She can't help you. Also, nobody has like this proper actual solution. It's kind of just people saying, yeah, give me special treatment and give me money. Which can't happen in this day and age where your race, again, is not keeping you from living a decent or very good quality of life if you were born and are a citizen of a Western country. Leave the first gen immigrants aside. Let's chat. Like, if you were born and raised as a citizen in a Western country, the thing holding you back is not your race. It's just you. It's just you. Yeah, okay, you walked in there like, yeah, they're not gonna give me the job because I'm black. Yeah, well then subconsciously you're gonna act like someone who's not gonna get the job because they're black. Yeah, no. Yeah, they're not gonna call me back because I'm black. So you're not going to follow up on any. Let's say they said they'll get back to you on Tuesday. It's Wednesday. You're not gonna send them like a follow-up email. You're just gonna be like, yeah, well, they didn't call me back because I'm black. I know some people in HR are a bit lazy. Sometimes they just forget to do shit. I know, it sounds terrible, but humans are still humans, even when they have jobs, you know. Sometimes people just forget. You could have been the favorite candidate. What, is that not possible because you're black too? Well, it's almost as if you want to tell people that there's nothing's possible because you're black. Why don't you just be homeless and lie in a ditch somewhere? I don't know, man. We live in a world where you're seeing black people have all different kinds of wonderful careers. I bet you they didn't say that because they're black they can't have it at all, because if you said that then you wouldn't have it at all. Maybe some people have the belief that they have to work harder, and some of these people are not of that belief as well. Yeah, but the point is they believed that they could do it. They weren't out here like, oh, my race, oh, what the white man did to my country, oh, what the white man did to my ancestors. Like, okay, well, Jane who works in HR, yeah, that's not really her fault because Jane was born in 1997. Do you get where I'm going with this? And I know that things like segregation and that only ended in recent history, but that recent history was decades before half the people making these complaints and wanting to justify all kinds of degeneracy were even born. Do you see the problem now? And that's really it. A lot of the people making the complaints are not people who were even alive to suffer through it at its worst or suffer through it at all. And so others, people of other groups, and black people who don't make their race the bane of their existence are kind of just sick of hearing it. For every damn thing. This is just the plainest way I could say it. Like, for every damn thing. Everything you mention, even if you told everything you mention, even down to when you're telling people about their weight, etc. Like, because they asked you for advice. You didn't go to them, they asked you. They bring you up, you know, black people naturally carry more fat. Like, this is not true. This is not true. And it is also, I read the stat, it's about like maybe like 5% more. That's not why you wear a size XXL. That's why your bum would poke out a little bit more in some extra small jeans. That's not why you wear XXL, okay? That is you eating a lot of the wrong thing. Like, technically, you could have fried chicken every day, but how about one piece and not four? If it's the people back home, like, if you had like one small bowl of fufu and soup, you'd be fine. But like, no, you want to have like enough for like 5 people. Yo, like, if you see the amounts, I know I'm going on a weight tangent, but if you see the amounts people eat, but yet they're trying to blame the genetics, like, ain't nothing genetic about that. Maybe closest thing to genetics is you getting the recipe for this from your grandma. But grandma didn't say that you must eat like a king or like you're feasting every day. You know how when it's like your birthday and like you get a bit mad with food, like, yeah, some people, they eat like that every day. Like, and they'll be like, yeah, no, you know, it's our genetics. No, it's just you. And also, some people, they heard, you know, black men like us, so like they thought that they had to have the biggest one. And then when that guy, oh, we're going into so many different topics now, but when that guy has a slim babes, or even, or let's make it worse, let's make her even from another race, oh my god. Now everybody's crying. Like, who actually told you that you had to have the biggest one? Don't say rap songs, because rappers will rap about anything. I made a video on this. White girls blushing on me, you know, from what's that song with Gucci Mane and Bruno Mars and Kodak Black. But then, you know, you'll have a rapper rapping about like, yeah, rapping about fat asses. Why is a line not coming to my mind? Yeah, think about it. They'll tell you they want a brownie, then they'll tell you they want a white girl, then they'll tell you they want a light. They'll tell you anything. It's a song. They're just making sure that their target demographic pay attention. Just like how when you see white boys in boy bands, they'll talk about, yeah, she's got brown hair and brown eyes, and then all of their girlfriends are blonde and light-eyed. Why? Because brown hair and brown eyes is the main demographic. Now that doesn't mean that someone could not. Now there are many beauty queens with brown hair and brown eyes. But you get what I'm discussing here. Just people paying attention to their target demographic. Because there's way more people who look like that. So brown hair, brown eyes, than blonde hair, light eyes. Okay. In fact, that's what most of the world is: brown hair, brown eyes, and some kind of light to medium skin tone. Yes, that is actually what most of the world is. Hell, even my parents look like that. Huh. Anywho, so back to the topic of black fatigue. In my original video, I said that you cannot build community. In my original video, I said that there's no big ass kumbaya change that happens once we all stay on code. I mean, first, asking people to stay on code is asking them to support the wrong thing. But then secondly, staying on code is not going to cause some mad world shift. And what world shift are they even trying to cause? It seems like some people, they just want a repeat of slavery, but only we swap the races around. It's giving noughts and crosses. Wait, would it be Noughts and Crosses by Valerie Blackburn? Hold on, I might cut this out if that's irrelevant, but like, I never read the book, it was just mentioned in school. We were looking at another book by her, I think. Yeah, but yeah, they mentioned that one, so hold on. Yeah, I think so. I think I just read it on Wikipedia, I just read the first line. If I remember rightly, I think Noughts and Crosses was about, you know, what would have happened in an alternate reality where like black people enslave white people. So people have the fantasy of that instead of the fantasy of living like Bridgerton, which I think is a lot more enjoyable. We're talking about fantasy lands now, but I think that's a lot more enjoyable, and we are much closer to that, where people of all racial backgrounds can have anything. And people are like, oh, why don't you wanna just pick a side, pick a stand? Like, because then there will always be a war. Do you not get it? It wouldn't end. It would just keep going. It would just keep going. And like, what's more important? Getting one over on the white man, or living a happy, enjoyable, comfortable life where you get to do the things that you love? This is a question that I don't think people don't stop and ask themselves that enough. Will your happy, enjoyable life begin if like you get, how much money do some of you even think you'll get in reparations, to be quite honest? What do you think is millions? For each individual? Okay, no. Okay, they take all the, now I'm not, the British, they take all the artifacts that they took from Nigeria back to Niger. What's that gonna do for me who actually lives here? They should take those artifacts back. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but like, that doesn't actually do anything for me physically. like as an individual, or for someone living back home, let's say a person who lives below the poverty line. Most populated country in Africa, so cool. So even though we have a ton of rich people, we have a ton of very, 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 very poor people. What does that do for someone who lives, in that like floating community in Lagos? Yeah, what's that gonna do for them? Oh, they put the artifacts back. Cool. What now? Nothing. Also, does money even fix lives? Because, people blow through. People blow through windfalls all the time. But anywho, I'm getting so deep. The point is that this is what caused black fatigue. People trying too hard to stay on code with things that are wrong, supporting degenerate behavior, and people actually making up excuses as to what is and isn't black culture. Like, they'll take something bad that someone's done and try and relate it to something slightly different that some random rural African tribe did within their own community, mind you. Like, guys, let's stop that. Let's stop all of that. This is why I say people need to focus on living life as individuals. That is the only way that you're going to have a happy life. And this is what all the other groups of people seem to understand, that black people en masse are not getting. It starts with the self. Charity begins at home. It's not when I get everyone mobilized, then the change will happen. No. When you lead by example, then the people around you change, and they lead by example to a different group of people, and so on and so forth. You're not going to change the stereotypes of your whole group of people overnight, but you can make it so that you and the people closest to you don't suffer too hard from them. Good night. It's the middle of the day. It's like 12 p.m.